Now that we've identified the three triangles within the figure, now we're going to add in the side lengths and start solving for missing pieces. So here we have triangle ABC. It's been cut up into three triangles. We have big triangle ABC, we have medium triangle BDC, and we have little triangle ADB. And we are going to solve for the missing sides of X, Y, and Z. So what we're looking at is a few different proportions here. And remember, this is all based off of that geometric mean. So we're looking at Y is the hypotenuse of this guy right here, right? Z is the short side of the medium triangle, and it's the long side of the small triangle. X is the hypotenuse of the little triangle. It is the short side of the big triangle. So when we're looking at that, we're going to be setting up the geometric mean using the leg theorem, because X is the measure of the leg AB. X is the geometric mean of AD. This is the little leg here, the measure of the segment adjacent to AB, and AC, right here, the measure of the hypotenuse, right? So we can say that 8 is to X as X is to this whole thing here, right? So what that looks like, set up as the geometric mean, 8 is to X as X is to AC, and AC is 8 plus 25. Right, and 8 plus 25 is 8 is to X, as X is to 33. Right, so that's what we're looking at right there. They do their cross multiplication, and now they're going to be dividing. So again, remember, they skipped those steps, but I want to make sure I show them to you. So that means that X right here, after doing all of this math here, is about 16.2. 16.2. Now to figure out what Y is, okay, Y is the length of BC, which is the long leg of the biggest triangle and the hypotenuse of the medium triangle. So Y is the geometric mean of DC, that's the long leg of the medium triangle, and AC, that is the hypotenuse of the biggest triangle. So again, we're using that 8 plus 25. Okay, so we multiply the long leg times the hypotenuse, and then we take the square root of that. So we get that Y is about 28.7. And then lastly, to figure out D, remember D is the short leg of the medium triangle, and it is the longest leg of the smallest triangle. So it is the geometric mean of the lengths of the two segments that make up the hypotenuse. So now we're going to multiply 8 times 25, right? So all three of these have shown you little shortcuts without having to draw out every single geometric mean, right? These are the shortcuts. So let's go back and look at them again, right? So to figure out this length here, the short side of the biggest triangle, you're going to multiply this little guy here by the whole thing. To figure out the longest leg of the biggest triangle, you're going to multiply this one times the whole thing. And to figure out the altitude, you multiply each piece together. So that's a shortcut for you, so you don't have to draw out the geometric mean for every single setup. Now, if you feel more comfortable drawing out the geometric mean for every single one of them, go for it. I'm not going to tell you not to do that. But these are shortcuts that you can use. So one thing you can think about is, you go back to X again. All right, so x, you're going to multiply this times the whole thing. For y, you multiply this times the whole thing. And for z, you multiply each part. Remember that the measure of the altitude drawn to the hypotenuse of a right triangle is the geometric mean of the lengths of the two segments that make up the hypotenuse. Right? So it is not multiplying the legs together. It's multiplying each piece of the hypotenuse together. So be careful not to pick the wrong parts of the triangle to multiply together.